Good day everyone, so for this video we're going to tackle about the chapter 8, your brain on functions. So introduction. Function is a small program which takes some input and gives some output. Function allow a large program to be broken down into a number of smaller self-contained components, each of which has lots of definite purpose. It avoids rewriting the codes over and over. Function is a self-contained block of statements that is used to perform some tasks. A function is assigned to some work once and can be called upon for the task any number of times. The user-defined functions are those which the program makes by himself to make his program easier to debug, trace. Every program must have a main function. This main function is used to mark the beginning of the execution. It is possible to code any program using only the main program, but this leads to many problems. It becomes too large and complex, thus difficult to trace, debug, and test. So there are the arguments passing mechanism. First, call by value. When arguments are passed by value, then the copy of the actual parameters transferred from calling functions to the called function definition in formal parameters. In definition value x and y, xy accept the values of e and b respectively. Here the values a, b called the actual arguments, while x and y will be called the formal arguments. Next, we have the call by reference. When arguments are passed by the reference, then the address of the actual parameters is transferred from calling function to the called function definition in formal parameters. There are types of functions. Library functions. Functions defined previously in the library are called as library function. User-defined function. Functions defined by us are known as the user-defined function. Min semicolon is defined by us. These are common library functions. Stdio.h function, conio.h, stdlib.h, math.h. Recursion. A function is called recursive if the statement within the body of the function calls the same function. Sometimes called a circular definition. Recursion is the function calling itself in the definition. A recursive function should have two parts. The first one is the recursive statement and the last one is the termination condition. And that's all for today. Thank you and God bless.